Jai Hind, dear children. Welcome back to our EVS class. So in the last class, you have learned about malaria, its cause, symptoms, diagnosis and its preventive measures. Do you remember all those things? Okay, very good. So today we can move on to the rest of the lesson. So there is a poster in your textbook to create awareness about mosquitoes and its prevention. Now I will show you some of the important points in that poster.
Are you inviting mosquitoes? Beware, they spread malaria, dengue, chikungunya. Don't let water collect around your house. Fill up the pits. Keep the water pots, coolers and tanks clean. They should be dried every week. Use mosquito nets to protect yourself. Spray kerosene if water has collected at some place. There is a project work for you to draw a poster to create awareness about malaria in your notebook.
We have learned that mosquitoes spread diseases like malaria, dengue, chikungunya, filaria, etc. All these are communicable diseases. Diseases that spread from one person to another are called communicable diseases. Once again, diseases that spread from one person to another are called communicable diseases. These diseases are catchy or infectious and are caused by germs. Let's see some more examples of communicable diseases.
Measles, chickenpox, mumps, flu, tuberculosis, COVID-19, typhoid, cholera, etc. are some examples of communicable diseases.
Now, let's go through the conversation between Jaskirat and Rajat.
Jaskirat, Shasi aunty told me that even flies spread diseases. Rajat replied, but flies don't bite, then how do they spread diseases?
So, how flies spread diseases? Flies sit on dirty things and germs stick to their hair and legs. When they sit on our food, germs are transferred to our food items. If a healthy person eats such food, germs enter his body and the person may fall ill.
These are the glimpses of houseflies sitting on human and animals' shit, garbage and other dirty things. After seeing this, you must realize that how dirty and dangerous these flies are. This is why it is advised not to eat uncovered food and open street foods. After sitting on dirty things, they deposit the germs on cut and uncovered fruits or food items and open street foods. If a healthy person eats such food, germs enter his body and the person may fall ill.
Now we can learn about a new disease called anemia. Before that, just go through the conversation in your textbook.
When Rajat told about him suffering from malaria and the blood test, Arati says that, I also had to get a blood test done, but they took a syringe full of blood. Blood test shows that I had anemia. Doctor told that there is less hemoglobin or iron in the blood, so he gave medicines and also told to eat jaggery, amla, green leafy vegetable, etc. because these have iron in it. By hearing this, Nancy asked, how can be there iron in your blood? Ardi replied, I don't know exactly what it was, but after eating a lot of vegetables, my hemoglobin went up.
Ardi says, I don't know exactly what it was. But now I will tell you what it was. In chapter 3, from tasting to digesting, you have learned about different nutrients of food. Let us quickly revise.
Nutrients of food. Our body needs nutrients for good health, energy, repair and growth. There are 6 major nutrients. They are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Among these nutrients, minerals are needed in very small quantity, but they are needed for good health. The main minerals needed in our diet are iron, iodine, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and zinc. If these minerals are not sufficient in our diet, then it is called mineral deficiency. So it was this iron Aarti was talking about. Iron is a mineral found in plants and animals. It's an important component of hemoglobin. What is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is the red color of your blood. Anemia is a decrease in hemoglobin in the blood. Anemia is caused by a shortage of iron in your blood. For proper growth and development, we need iron from diet. Look at this picture. First picture shows the blood of a normal person and the second of an anemic patient. Look at this newspaper report, Anemia Common in Delhi School, 17 November 2007. This report says that thousands of children studying in municipal corporation schools in Delhi suffer from anemia. This affects both their physical as well as mental health. After medical checkups, health cards are being made for these children, and anemic children are also being given iron tablets. How do we know that we are suffering from anemia? The symptoms of anemia are pale skin, means it looks dull and yellowish. Pale eyes, feeling tired, feeling weak, headache, cold hands or feet, brittle nails, stunted growth. Stunted growth means poor physical and mental growth. When Aarti was unwell, she also had to get a blood test done, but they took a syringe full of blood. Do you remember when Rajat suffered from malaria? Only 2 to 3 drops of blood was taken on a glass slide for test, but they took a syringe full of blood to test anemia. The blood test showed that she had anemia. This is her clinical pathological report. Let us now read this report. Clinical pathology report, Central Government Health Scheme, date 26/2007. Name Aarti. Age 12. Sex female. Diagnosis anemia. Hemoglobin 8 gram per deciliter. The normal range is 12 to 16 gram per deciliter. This shows that the hemoglobin level in her blood is quite less, and this condition is called anemia. Doctor gave some medicines and he also recommended her to eat more iron-rich food like apple, green leafy vegetables, mudberry, pomegranate, honey, eggs, red beans, banana, peas, raisins, amla, etc. Blood test was done on 20th June 2007, and after taking medicines and iron-rich foods, her blood was tested again after 3 months on 15th September 2007. Look at Aarti's blood report and find out the minimum required hemoglobin. Minimum required hemoglobin in blood is 12 gram per deciliter. How much did Aarti's hemoglobin go up and how long did it take for that? Hemoglobin went up from 8 gram per deciliter to 10.5 gram per deciliter in 3 months. What does the newspaper report say about the problems caused by anemia? Anemia affects both physical and mental health. Children do not grow well, have less energy, and are not able to study properly. What was found out by the blood test? Aarti suffered from anemia. You have learned about communicable diseases. Now, the diseases that occur due to lack or deficiency of nutrients over a long period are called deficiency diseases. In chapter 3, Tasting to Digesting, there was a question that what would happen if a child does not get enough rice or roti to eat? It will lead to a condition called malnutrition. Some more examples of deficiency diseases are rickets due to calcium deficiency, goiter due to iodine deficiency, scurvy due to vitamin C deficiency. Some children did this survey. Here are some of their reports. Group 1 children reported that they found something green around the taps in their school, which is called algae. Algae is a kind of plant that spreads a lot during rainy season. We can see algae in and around water. We can see algae in wells, around water pipes, damp walls. Damp means moist or slightly wet. Pond, damp floor, etc. Group 2 children reported that water in the pond cannot be seen. It is completely covered with plants. This is a very common plant which generally covers the ponds, and you must have seen this. It is water hyacinth. The fiber from the stem of the water hyacinth plant are left to dry for several days and are used to make ropes, bags, and other craft items. There are many types of plants growing on the side or in water. Some of these are liverwort, duckweed, cattail, and water lily. All these plants are not planted by anyone. They all grow on their own. Some more plants growing in and around water are dollarweed, horsetail, water shield, hydrilla, water lettuce, parrot feather, coontail, bladderwort, etc. In addition to these plants, we can see frog, tadpoles, snail, larvae, water spider, fish, etc. in water. Dear children, our next topic is discovery. Do you know who had discovered that mosquitoes spread malaria? Let's discuss. This picture is of Ronald Rose. Now I will tell you about the story of his discovery. This interesting incident took place almost 100 years ago. Ronald Rose's father was a general in the Indian Army. Ronald Rose studied to become a doctor, but what he really liked was reading stories, writing poetry, music, and drama. In his free time, he enjoyed doing all these things. In those days, thousands of people used to die from a disease that we now call malaria. The disease was found in areas where there was a lot of rain. People thought that the illness was caused by some poisonous gas that come from the dirty swampy areas. So they gave it the name malaria, which means bad air. During that time, Ronald Rose's professor had some ideas about this. He thought that these may be carried by some kind of mosquito. As a student, Ronald Rose spent all his time chasing mosquitoes to catch and observe it. He even carried empty bottles and chased mosquitoes after mosquito. Then he put the mosquitoes into a mosquito net in which there was a patient of malaria. The patients were paid 1 anna for allowing one mosquito to bite them. Anna means a form of currency used earlier in India. Ronald Rose had done all the experiments for this discovery in the common hospital of Secunderabad. He spent months like this with the microscope. Ronald Rose chased a lot of mosquitoes, did a lot of experiments, and found out that malaria is caused only by female Anopheles mosquito. In December 1902, Ronald Rose got the highest award for his discovery, the Nobel Prize for Medicine. Okay children, you like Ronald Rose? You also do experiments and try to find something new. Here we finished our chapter. Today we have learned about nutrients of food, anemia, reading a pathology report, communicable diseases, deficiency diseases, algae and other things in water, discovery of transmission of malaria by Ronald Rose, and on project work for you to draw a poster to create awareness about malaria.